You probably paid 40% more for a snack that hits like candy. Honey roasted, wasabi, trail mix. Today we pull the lid off how sugar coatings and seasoning blends spike your blood sugar, trigger cravings, and drain your budget. Stay with me. In the next minutes, you'll see exactly where corn syrup and maltodextrin hide on the label, why gourmet cans pack cheap fillers, and which two plain nuts actually save you money and keep you full. If you snack between meetings or school runs, this will change what goes in your cart today. Quick favor before we move on. If you appreciate this content, consider giving this video a like and subscribing to the channel. Believe it or not, more than 92% of viewers haven't subscribed yet. It's free and only takes a second, but it means the world to us. So did you subscribe already? Great, thank you so much for your support. Now back to the video. You're holding a bag that says honey roasted. The sweet part isn't honey, and that's your first red flag. Let's start with the label. Plain peanuts red like a tweet. Peanuts, salt. The coated kind reads like a contract with fine print. And yes, you pay more for the list. Honey pulls you in.
They've been called heart-healthy snacks for decades. But what if the nuts sitting in your pantry right now were quietly raising your blood pressure, straining your kidneys, or even messing with your medications? Most Americans over 50 have no idea the dangers hiding in those shiny packages.
What if I told you the most expensive nut at the grocery store is one you should never touch, while the one people throw away is basically medicine? Everything you've heard about healthy nuts is backwards.
Today, we're exposing 9 nuts you should avoid at all costs, and the 2 that are actually worth it. Coming in at number 9, we've got Planters Salted Peanuts. For years, Planters has positioned itself as the smart snack choice for health-conscious Americans.
Grab a can of honey-roasted peanuts thinking you're making a smart choice. Nuts are healthy, right? Honey is natural, right? Wrong on both counts. Here's what that innocent-looking snack is actually packing.
But the top slots go to corn syrup and maltodextrin. Honey shows up later, like a cameo. Then come starches that turn to fast glucose, plus roasted sugars that bake into a hard shell. That shell crunches like candy because it is candy. Here's why it matters. Maltodextrin hits fast, often faster than table sugar. So you spike, then crash, then reach for more. Same ounce, 2 paths. Dry roasted peanuts keep you steady. Honey roasted land like kettle corn. And you pay for the privilege. That glaze runs about 40% more than plain. The premium isn't for better nuts. It's for sugar and marketing in a shiny bag. That sweet salty blend lights up cravings. One handful turns into 5, and the second bag shows up sooner. The budget feels it. So how do nut companies get you to pay gourmet prices for candy-coated peanuts? Call it honey, pad it with corn syrup and maltodextrin, and sell the glaze. Now let's move on to the savory flavors that act healthy, but drive your blood sugar even faster. If the sweet coat is bad, the savory one is often worse.
The bright blue label, the friendly Mr. Peanut mascot, the promise of protein and good fats. It all sounds perfect for someone watching their heart health. Walk into any grocery store and you'll see those iconic blue canisters stacked high near the checkout.
Grams of added sugar per serving. That's the same as chomping down 2 Oreo cookies. Except nobody brags to their doctor about eating Oreos for a snack. And that honey on the label?
Begging you to grab one for your pantry. But here's what they don't advertise on that cheerful package. A single handful of Planters salted peanuts contains up to 230 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly 10% of your daily limit in one small serving.
Mostly marketing nonsense. Flip the can around and read the ingredients. You'll find corn syrup and maltodextrin hanging out right next to the actual honey. These companies put more effort into the golden coating than a teenager puts into their prom photo.
It doesn't taste sweet while it acts like sugar. That's the trap. Let's start with those wasabi and chili almonds. They look lean and smart. Small serving, big flavor, good between meetings. Flip the bag, and you see the same trick. Maltodextrin shows up as the dust that makes the spice stick. Then a wall of salt, MSG, and a little lab palette of colors. It eats like a clean snack, but behaves like a candy dust. The truth is, maltodextrin still spikes fast. Add high sodium, and you get thirsty, snacky, and ready for more. That push keeps you walking back to the bag. Not an accident. Here's the price move. A gourmet almond line runs a few dollars higher per bag. Heavy seasoning can hide lower-grade nuts and broken bits. You pay for the blast of flavor while the quality gets fuzzy. Now let's move on to mixed nuts and trail mix. The deluxe illusion. The top shows cashews and almonds. Dig down, and you hit peanuts and fillers.
And let's be honest, who stops at just one handful? For seniors taking blood pressure medications like ACE inhibitors or diuretics, that sodium load doesn't just disappear. It fights against your medicine, making your heart work harder and your kidneys struggle to keep up.
But here's where it gets worse. During roasting, that honey mixture caramelizes into what's basically a candy shell. Your blood sugar doesn't rise. It spikes, hard and fast.
And if you're prone to swelling in your ankles or feet, that salt is only making things worse. Every extra milligram forces your body to retain more water, putting pressure on your cardiovascular system when it should be getting relief.
Then comes the crash about an hour later. Suddenly, you're hungrier than before you ate anything. I learned this the hard way. Kept a can at my desk for years, thinking I was being health conscious.
Heavier, cheaper nuts settle on the bottom, so the window looks premium while the bulk is budget. Trail mix stacks raisins, candy pieces, and sunflower seeds. Sweet load, sulfites and some dried fruit. The sneaky driver is maltodextrin. The glow-up is MSG and dyes. So what actually works? 2 simple buys that keep you steady and skip the maze. You want a snack that fills you up, not a bill that fills the cart. Here's where the value shows up. Let's start with plain dry roasted almonds. Just nuts and heat. No added oil. No sweet dust. No glow-in-the-dark color. Are they boring? Only if you expect candy. The trade is steady energy and a lower tab per serving. You get about 6 grams of protein and 3.5 grams of fiber in an ounce, plus vitamin E that actually does something for you. Dry roast skips the added oil, which saves roughly 20 calories a handful.
The sodium story is just the beginning. Between 2018 and 2022, Planters issued multiple recalls for possible metal fragments found in their peanut products. Think about that for a second. Imagine biting down on what should be a soft, roasted peanut.
Wondered why I always needed a second snack by 3 o'clock. The real kicker? You're paying roughly 40% more for this sugar bomb compared to plain roasted peanuts. Same weight, same peanuts underneath.
Without changing the crunch. Now the price move. Store brands sit in the 6 to 8 per pound range. Buy a big bag, split it up, and stash it in a cool pantry. You get 6 to 9 months of shelf life without babysitting a label. Now let's move on to walnuts, the omega-3 standout. The fats are delicate, so the shell works like a natural vacuum seal. In-shell walnuts often run about 40% less than pre-shelled and stay fresher longer. Cracking them slows mindless munching. Built-in portion control. One small caution while we're here. Brazil, nuts are potent, great minerals, but the selenium stacks fast. Keep it to 1 nut on days you have them. DIY fix for trail mix cravings. Build your own with plain nuts and unsulfured dried fruit. You set the ratio, cut the sugar, and save about 1/4 of the price. The real kicker is simple. These 2 plain picks replace crash and crave snacks while cutting label drama to almost zero. Most flavored nuts are staged as health food while priced like candy. Plain dry roasted almonds and in-shell walnuts do the job without the crash or the markup. If this gave you something to chew on, hit like, subscribe, and share it with someone who snacks between meetings. You might want to save them a few dollars and a sugar spike. Next time you see honey or wasabi, go straight to the fine print. Find maltodextrin on the label. If it's there, you already know the ending. Skip the glaze, buy the real thing, and keep your energy steady as your cart costs less.